Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kwadash. I'm Tazier Gabar from Prophets in Babylon, Waco, Texas. Alright, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation on down to the hopeful elect, scattered abroad, pushing out this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Alright, and today is the Day of Atonement, which is the Day of the Atonement is the day that we afflict our souls by fasting, which is from Sunday. It was from Sunday sundown, and it ends Monday sundown. All right. So it ends today when the sun goes down. All right, and it's basically a day that we afflict our souls by fasting, and we pray to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for forgiveness, and it's also, it gives us an edge, to pray to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to send forth destruction upon this place, America, that he deliver us out of this captivity that we're in, because the day of atonement is basically like-minded brothers in this truth, praying and fasting to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And the Lord, when we fast, we're sacrificing our bodies unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. So he's gonna hear us even more. Our prayers it should be piercing the clouds. So the Lord is hearing our prayers. So now will be a perfect time to pray that the Lord send forth, hurry up and send forth that, destruction. He already speeding up the times, which I'll get that later. But it's also a perfect time, to pray to get delivered out of Babylon the Great. But I'm gonna get Leviticus 23 and 27. It says, also on the 10th day of this 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. So this day you got brothers all across the world, keeping the Day of Atonement. All right, and the 2/3 of Israel celebrating Labor Day. All right, because they of this world. We are not of this world. The prophets of the Lord are not of this world. We're celebrating the high holy days and the feast days that the Lord gave us, not what the so-called white man, the so-called devil Esau Edom told us to celebrate. All right, because today is Labor Day. So while we celebrating, while we keeping the Day of Atonement, 2/3 of our nation is keeping Labor Day. They keeping the holiday of the so-called white man. I'm gonna get that in John 15. John 15 and 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit shall remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it to you. He may give it you. All right, so we did not choose the Lord. The Lord chose us out of this world. All right, it says he may give it you. All right. Verse 18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. Verse 19, if ye were of the world will love its own. But because ye are not of the world, I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. All right, and that's why we get looked at as outcasts, because we are. The Lord chose us out of this matrix. He chose us out of, Babylon the Great. All right, which is America, the ways and fashions of this world. All right, so our people are caught up in the ways of this fashion, the ways of this world, which what they call the matrix. We were woken up out of that. All right, we're not celebrating no Labor Day. We're celebrating the Day of Atonement. All right, the day that the Lord gave us. All right, I'm gonna read that again. Leviticus 23 and 27. Also on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you, and ye shall afflict your souls, and offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Verse 28, and ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement. Obviously, we can't keep the laws 100% like we want to, because we are in captivity. All right, some brothers may have to work. I was blessed to be off this day, and I'm off. All right, and I'm here pushing this word. All right, on my off day, on the Day of Atonement. We are to rehearse the righteous acts. We can't keep the laws 100% like we want to. All right. It says to make atonement for you before the day, to make an atonement for you. All right. To make an atonement for you before the Lord your power. Verse 29. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. All right. I'm gonna get Isaiah 58 and 8. So we getting it. We are almost out of this captivity. The Lord is finna get ready to make his second coming. Prophecies is literally screaming. Biden saying, it's saying that cash will be, completely useless by December 13th, 2022. All right, we'll see how that goes. All right. It's saying that they're going to completely do away with the U.S. dollar. All right, Biden already starting up his digital currency. All right, he said the future of the microchips is going to be made here in America. All right, and we already know the microchips are Revelation 13 and 15 through 16. The MOTB. That's what the that chip is, the mark of the beast. This is Isaiah 58 and 8, going into afflicting our souls. All right, because afflicting our souls goes into fasting. It says, then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thy health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The Lord of the glory of the Lord shall be thy reward. Then shalt thou call, and the Lord will answer. Thou shalt cry, and he shall say, Here I am. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger, and speaking vanity. Verse 10. If thou draw out thy soul to be hungry. Verse 10. If thou draw out thy soul to the hungry, and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise, and obscurity and thy darkness be as the noonday. So, afflicted souls, it says, and if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul. So that's what, fasting is, afflicting the soul. Because you afflicting the soul, that's a fleshly desire or whatever, to eat food. Everybody loves to eat. That's pleasing the flesh. And by us not eating, we're sacrificing our bodies unto Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. So, us, a day of atonement is not just an ordinary fast where you just fast for your dietary, to cleanse out all the abominable things that you've been eating. Once you wake up to this truth, it's actually to, first and foremost, get closer to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. And it's a great opportunity because every brother in this truth is also keeping that atonement. All right. Not only are you praying that the Lord forgive your sins, you also giving that opportunity along with the rest of the brothers to put y'all prayers together and pray against Babylon the Great, that the Lord deliver us up out of this our captivity. All right. I'm gonna get that one more time. Isaiah 58:10. And if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. All right. I'm gonna go into the book of Judith. It's basically, whenever the children of Israel was, I'll read the first verse. This is Judith 4:1. It says, now the children of Israel that dwelt in Judea heard all that Holofernes, the chief captain of Salakia. The book of Salakia for not being able to pronounce this word, but I'm gonna try. The book of Dinosaur, king of the Assyrians. All right, this is in Judith 4:1. Had done to the nations, and after what manner he has spoiled all their temples and brought them to naught. All right, so the king of the Assyrians, he was spoiling, the nations. All right. All right, and he was spoiling their temples. All right, so the children of Israel, basically, they knew that it was a matter of time before he gets to them. All right. So I'm gonna read down, just getting to the point. What they did was fast. All right. Everybody, the men, the women, the children, even the cattle. All right. They stopped feeding the cattle. Even the animals went on the fast. All right. I'm gonna jump down to verse 9. All right, this is Judith 4:9. Then every man of Israel cried to the Most High with great fervency. And the great, I forgot to mention, also, they had their temple surrounded, you know. So basically, you know, the wall of the temple that Israel was in. All right, and then you had the opposing, the besieged, that was on the outside of the temple. All right, so there was basically like camping out, waiting to besiege the children of Israel. So this is when Israel went on the fast. All right, getting down to verse 9. All right, then every man of Israel cried to the Most High with great fervency and with great vehemency did they humble their souls, both they and their wives and their children and their cattle and every stranger and hireling and their servants bought with money put sackcloth upon their loins. All right, verse 11. Thus every man and woman and the little children and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the temple and cast ashes upon their heads and spread out their sackcloth before the face of the Lord. Also they put sackcloth about the altar. So they humbled themselves, and they all, from the man, the woman, the children, and the, you know, the cattle of the field, all right, they humbled themselves before the Lord, and they went on a fast. All right, that was at a very low estate. They was praying that the Lord will deliver them out of the hands of the Syrians. All right, they was girt with sackcloth. Verse 12, and cried unto the Most High of Israel with one consent earnestly, that he would not give their children for prey and their wives for spoil, because we already know wives or women are spoils of war. So they was praying that their children didn't go to captivity and that their wives didn't get, you know, overtaken and captured and basically be someone else's wife, you know, because that's what would happen back then in the time of war. They'll capture you, they'll either kill the man, all right, they'll throw the kids in slavery, and they'll take that woman, and that woman would be theirs, and there wouldn't be nothing you could do about it. All right, because once you lose war, you lose everything. Your gold, silver, your cattle, your temples will get probably, you know, burned down or whatever. Your woman would get taken. All right, which is Deuteronomy 21:10, which that's what we're gonna do to the heathen nations. Whenever we come in power, we're gonna take their woman. All right. No, Ishmael, Esau, Elam, Ham, Moab, Japheth, Ammon. All right, all their women are going to be ours. All right, when we conquer them. But right here, this account, Israel was praying to the Lord that, you know, basically he'll deliver them out of being captured. Basically, you know, overtaken. Praying that they don't lose this war, basically. Salakia. Praying that the Assyrians won't capture them. Alright. Verse 12. And cried unto the Most High of Israel, all with one consent earnestly, that he would not give their children for prey, and their wives for a spoil, and the cities of their inheritance to destruction, and the sanctuary to profanation and reproach, and for the nations to rejoice at, rejoicing at the downfall. So the Most High heard their prayers and looked upon their afflictions, for the people fasted many days in all Judea and Jerusalem before sanctuary of the Lord Almighty, Yahweh. And Josim, the high priest, and all the priests that stood before the Lord, and they which minister unto the Lord, and their loins girt with sackcloth, and offered the daily burnt offerings with the vows and free gifts of the people, and had ashes on their mistress, and cried unto the Lord with all their power, that he would look upon all the house of Israel graciously. All right, graciously. So that's literally what we're doing now. That's literally what we're doing now. But this time we're praying, you know, like I was reading, everybody from the men on down to the animals, the cattle, they went on a fast. And everybody was praying to the Lord that the Lord would spare them. All right, and that's what we're coming in. We're coming in that same spirit today as the Day of Atonement. We're praying, you know, to be forgiven, and that the Lord come and bring forth destruction upon Babylon the Great and deliver us out of its captivity. All right, you know, because we want to see Esau come out of power, and we're extremely close to the end, you know. Like I was saying about Biden, they saying, we'll see, they're saying they're going to do away with the US dollar, the money, by December 13th. All right, so, you know, being a prophet, we know that that's leading to the MOTB, all right, which is the market beast, which is that RFID chip. All right, this is leading to a cashless society, and Moab is already ahead of the United States. All right, they already have the little commercials and all of that. All right, because we already know the US dollar is basically useless. It's nothing but monopoly money. All right, and real soon that chip will be made mandatory. And once that chip becomes mandatory, that's when all hell, you know, is going to be breaking loose. All right, basically when it becomes mandatory, that's our ticket up out of here. You know, that's the sign that the Son of Man, Yahweh Shai, is finna come back and deliver us. All right, Lord willing, I'll be of that hopeful elect. All right, this is Matthew 24 and 22. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. So that means the earth is, like the scientists say, the earth is spinning faster than usual. All right, and that's backed by biblical prophecy. All right, you so-called atheists, even your scientists saying that the earth is spinning faster than usual. All right, because the Lord is speeding up the times. We are already almost in 2023. It's gonna be 2023 in like 4 or 5 months. All right, it seemed like yesterday it was 2021 January, you know. So the Lord is speeding up his prophecies so we can get the kingdom of heaven. All right, we are at the end of Esau's world. His rulership that he has here in America is literally ending, and he's finna make his great attempt to fight for his kingdom to last by way of implementing his new world order, his one world government. All right, and that's why he's pushing out this, you know, this currency, this digital currency, which Biden ain't nothing but a puppet. He's actually being controlled by the elites that are above him, you know. what they label us as conspiracy theorists. But they don't know that this is the actual truth. This is prophecy. Alright? Which is saying in Revelation 19, the Lord is the spirit of prophecy. Alright? This is 2nd Esdras 6 and 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Alright, so when Jacob and Esau were in the womb, it tells you in Genesis that two different nations, two different manner of people, so two different race of people were in the womb of one woman, which was sluggish. My books. Let's get that real quick. Genesis 25. Reading up though. Alright, so this is Genesis 25 and 23. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 22. So this is when Rebecca was going through pains in her womb, you know, because they were in there fighting, and she was wondering why she was hurting, why they was in there fighting so much, why she was in pain, if Isaac was a man of the Lord. Basically, that's what she was telling the Lord, you know. All right, this is Genesis 25 and 22. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So two different nations are in our womb, and two different manner of people. Shall be separated from thy bowels. Alright, so that's Jacob, who are the forefathers of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, and then Esau, who is the forefather of the so-called white people. Alright, we are two different manner of people. Alright, that's basically the point I want to make. Alright. So, you know, when Esau came out first, as I read, the elder shall serve the younger. Alright, that's Esau's rulership, which is now, you know, and we're serving him. But that's symbolic for Jacob's hand holding on to Esau's heel when Esau was born first. So these loud ass trucks, bro. Alright, so when Jacob and Esau were born, this is 2nd Esdras 6 and 8. Of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that's what it's talking about, you know. Symbolic. Esau is the end, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So that's what I just read in Genesis 25. You know, the elder shall serve the younger. Alright, right now, the younger is serving the elder, because Jacob was born after Esau. You know, imagine two babies are in thy womb, and then the first one come out, and then when that baby come out, you look at the ankle, and the other baby holding on to it. Alright, and the second that come out is the younger. Alright, if you understand, you know, Esau is the forefather of the Edomites, so-called white people. which is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So this is their rulership. And you know, Jacob is on the bottom. You Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians, we're serving them. All right. But now, since we're at the end of Esau's world, his rulership, all right, which is why you got all these infrastructure buildings made out of concrete, like they say, concrete jungle, you know, all these infrastructures that was from, you know, Rome, that's brought back because Esau was ruling in the Roman Empire too. That was them, the Romans, and the Roman Empire system got revived again, and now they're ruling now here in America AD. All right, Esau were the same people. The same nation, the Romans, that crucified our Lord. You know, right along with the 2/3 of Israel. All right, them same spirits are back on the earth today. Because you got to remember, it makes sense. Because what they did to the Lord 2,000 years ago, they're going to pay for it in this lifetime now. Because reincarnation is all throughout the Bible. All right, so what they did 2,000 years ago, they're going to pay for it now. Which the Lord is coming back to judge the earth now. All right. And to deliver that remnant that's been serving him in truth and sincerity, you know, this whole time. Which is the elect of Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, Native Indians. All right. And the 1/3 women and children or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna get Isaiah 66 real fast. It all makes sense. It adds up. That's why I say in Isaiah 14:21, prepare slaughter for the children. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers. Because what these devils did unto our Lord and unto us by way of slavery, you know, they're going to pay for what their forefathers did because they were their forefathers. All right. This is Isaiah 66:16. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. All right, so the Lord is coming back to bring bloodshed upon 2/3 of Israel and upon these heathens and devils, you know. All right, so that's what we're praying for. This day of atonement, you know, that the Lord Yahweh Shai will come back, you know, and deliver us. Like we're praying that this is the end, which we know is the end, but we're praying that, you know, that this be the year of our salvation. That our salvation is soon. You know, that Lord willing, this is the last day of atonement. You know, we're hoping to be delivered, that our deliverance is coming. All right. Right along with us being forgiven, you know, for our iniquity and sins. So it says back in Matthew 24:22, and except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. You know, and Esau know that we're at the end of his world. He see the chariot sightings every single day. The Pentagon, they recorded that they see these UFOs every single day. All right, they see the chariot sightings. They see the men of the Lord out here on the street corners every day prophesying against Mount Seir. You know, they see a mass majority of Israel waking up. We're literally all over social media platforms. YouTube, Odyssey, BitChute, TikTok, Twitter. All right. So they know they gotta hurry up and fastly implement their new world order, which this devil, he wants to be able to literally control you, control your body literally, because he already controls us. He wants to have the whole entire world microchip. So he want to know your thoughts, your move patterns, all right, what you're doing literally, all right. This devil literally wants to be able to control you, all right. He wants to be the most high, which is why he's, you know, implementing that mark of the beast, all right. Like that man Aaron Russo said, when she was friends with Nick Rockefeller, he was like, they wanna be able to have total control over you. Total control. Just think about it, a microchip inside your body. Alright? And that's the deal. They want that total control. Alright, but the Lord isn't gonna let that happen. So basically Esau is gonna come close to succeeding with his agenda, his NWO, but he's gonna fail. Because once that chip becomes mandatory, that's when Yahweh Shai is gonna come back, which is 2nd Ezra 13. You know? All right, but before that, you know, right now we're living in a time of rumors of wars, you know, famines. Matthew 24:5. Matthew 24:6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. All right, rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So, you know, we see these things coming to pass. All right. All right, us being watchmen, we're keeping watch of these prophecies, because ultimately, you know, ultimately the Lord is gonna take this devil out. All right. So this is what we're praying for, you know. This is Isaiah 34:2, for the indignation, that's going into righteous anger of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. So the Lord is going to have all these nations fight each other. And all right, and ultimately he's going to deliver them to the slaughter. He basically going to put them all together so he can ultimately, you know, take them out. And the Lord's army are those nuclear missiles. Verse 3, their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood. All right, so that's a lot of bloodshed that's going to be getting shed. Verse 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf. It's like it. And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. You know, one nuclear missile is gonna cause a giant mushroom cloud that reached the heavens, which is the sky. So imagine 200 million, which that's talked about in Revelation 9, the 200 million nuclear missiles. So all you're gonna see is mushroom clouds, you know, mushroom clouds and fire. And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So, you know, the fig tree is the nukes dropping, like leaves falling from a fig tree when it's shaken by a large wind, and the leaves are falling down. All right, one by one. That's how the nuclear missiles are going to be dropping. It's going to be raining nuclear missiles. So as you see the rain falling out of the sky, you know, everybody's seen rain fall. That's how the nukes is going to be falling, you know, when it's shot off from the four ends of the earth. Because, you know, these countries are preparing for war. I don't know what the hell the United States are doing, because every time I see them, they somewhere doing TikTok videos in their army suits. All right, they not actually preparing for war, because the United States, which is why it's called Virgin Daughter of Babylon. The United States has never been touched, you know, like Afghanistan. They used to being, you know, not pushed around, but like they used to getting war, catching war, hell, you know, famine. All right, they used to, you know, suffering from war. All right, the United States never been through that. This is a spoiled nation. Not literally spoiled, but like saying, like a woman that has never been touched, that has never been popped by a man. That's how America is. Like that bully that hasn't got knocked out yet. All right, which is why it's called Old Virgin Daughter of Babylon. But soon it will be touched. Imagine the bully in school that's been going around messing with everybody, and then one day all the people that he been messing with, they all come together and jump him. That's what's gonna happen to America, Babylon the Great. And America's gonna be jumped by 200 million nuclear missiles by these different, you know, countries. And even America allies is gonna turn against America. So that's why, you know, ultimately it's gonna be left desolate, because it's gonna get overkilled. Like I mentioned a few minutes ago, the Lord's army are I can't talk. The Lord's armies are those nuclear missiles. All right, because ultimately the Lord put the spirit on these devils, you know, Esau, Edom, to create with that technology, that nuclear power, those weapons, you know, the nuclear missiles. Starting with that one devil who created the atomic bomb, you know, back in the day. So that was a long time ago. All right, now they got more advanced. Now they create a nuclear missile, you know. All throughout history, we never had any type of weapon of destruction like that. All right, and that ties in with Genesis 27:40, and by thy sword thou shalt live, because Esau is blessed with the sword. All right, that's his blessing. That's that sword. It's his guns, his military technology, his weaponry. All right. Isaiah 34:5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, which is Esau, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and the blood of lambs and goats, and the fat of the kidneys of rams. The Lord has sacrificed in Basra. So, basically, people are going to be, getting sacrificed like lambs in that day. Because you got to remember, the Lord is going to also kill 2/3 of Israel, right along with Esau, But it's going to be a remnant, because, America is going to get completely wiped out. All 50 states with fire, completely wiped out, left desolate, uninhabited forever. So that's the prophecy to America. And 2/3 of our people are going to die on this side, which is Zechariah 13:8. And, ultimately, they're just going to have to get reborn in the kingdom through the loins of the elect in their right mind. But, you got these other parts of the countries like Iran, China, Russia, Israel, because Israel also going to get nuked, because that land is greatly polluted, which is our land, and it has to be cleansed. It's not going to be left desolate, but it's going to get cleansed with that fire, because fire is a purifier, like water. All right, which ties in, ultimately with in the days of Noah, because the Lord killed the whole entire earth except for 8 people and a few animals with water. So, this is not crazy that he's about to do it again, this time with fire, because he already made that covenant with Noah that he wasn't gonna, flood the earth again, which is why you got the rainbow symbol. All right, which this damn devil, this wicked sodomite devil, took the symbol that the Lord gave Noah as a covenant, which is like a contract with Noah. He took that and turned it to a damn sodomite symbol. All right, which being a sodomite is an abomination worthy of death. All right, and in our land of Israel, they have sodomite festivals. What they call it? Pride month, whatever. I'm not trying to get the video taken down because they'll do that, but basically you'll have sodomites walking off down the street with rainbows, naked, and all type of wicked stuff. So Israel is going to get cleansed with that fire also. But you got the elites of Esau that's going to escape them nuclear missiles, because they already know subconsciously they already know what's going to happen, which is why they got these underwater hotels, underwater bunkers, underground bunkers. They're gonna escape from that judgment. But which is why it's prophesied that after America get burned. Let me get Daniel 7:18. This is Daniel 7:18. And the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever, even forever and ever. So that's why Daniel 7:18 is prophesied, because we're going to take the kingdom by force. We're going to literally be snatching these devils up out of these bunkers and putting them in chains in captivity, which is Revelation 13:10. Yeah, the elites of Esau Edom is going to have first fruits in slavery. And these other nations, they're going to get hit with the nukes too. but it's not going to be as bad as America. So some of them, a lot of them are going to live it, you know, which is perfect, because they're going to get those first fruits of slavery also. And that's when Deuteronomy 21:10 come to play. You know, if thou seest, shoot, I guess I'll get it fast. Deuteronomy 21:10. So the scriptures all links up together. Deuteronomy 21:10. When thou goest forth to war against thy enemies, and the Lord thy power hath delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken them captive. So when we go to war, when we start snatching up these devils, these Elamites, which is the East Indians, the Arabs, which is Ishmael, Moab, which is the Chinese, Ammon, the Japanese, Ham. And Ham, they has to go into slavery too. All right, the Lord ain't forget about ancient Egypt. All right, so Ham and their tribes are going into captivity too. Cush, Foot, what's the other one? Canaan. All right. Verse 11. And seest among the captives a beautiful woman, and hast desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife. So we see amongst these nations, whenever we take their captive, put them in captivity, and we see amongst them a woman that we desire to go on to. Verse 12. Then thou shalt bring her home to thy house, and she shall shave her head and pare her nails. So she shall shave her head, her hair, and cut her nails, and that's to humble her. Verse 13. And she shall put the remnant of her captivity, all right, from off her, and shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her. All right, I'm gonna read that from the top. Deuteronomy 21:13. And she shall put the remnant of her captivity from off her. So whatever remnant they had, they're gonna be taken out of that, and they're gonna get a new basically a new remnant to wear, new clothes, all right, whatever clothes they had on before, they're gonna get switched out of that until something else. And shall remain in thine house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month, because usually their parents would be dead, in war. In war or whatever. Not whatever, but like in that war, their father or mother, all right, they'll be put to death, and then you take them and you leave them in your house, and you got to give them a full month to mourn their parents. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. All right, which ties in what I was reading in Judith with the children of Israel. Remember when I said women are spoils of war, and the Israel fast? So there was fasting to the Lord, that they wouldn't be overtaken by the Assyrians, that their wives wouldn't be spoiled, all right, that their children wouldn't go into captivities and be captives, all right, because women are spoils of war. All right, which that was finna happen to us, That's what the children of Israel prayed to the Lord. All right, because when you fighting in war and you lose, that nation that conquered your ass is gonna take everything. Literally every single thing. And you going in captivity and you're going to serve them. Your woman is going to get taken. Your woman is going to be another man's wife. All right? Women are spoils of war. And we just read that in Judith. Which that law is going to be in full force in that day. You know, when we conquering these nations, those heathen women are going to be ours. Esau has our woman. He has our woman programmed after him, wanting to bleach their damn skin to be pale, have leprosy like Esau, wanting to dye their hair blonde and shit. God, I'm gonna get that again. All right, this is Judith 4:12, and cried to the Lord. All right, Judith 4:12, and cried unto Yahweh, power of Israel, all with one consent earnestly, that he would not give their children for a prey. So basically, that the Lord wouldn't deliver our children unto the hand of the Assyrians, because they would have been in captivity, you know, serving them. And their wives for a spoil. What else is that talking about? All right. And Esau did that to us. No, he did it wickedly. Whenever he conquered us, he would rape our women right in front of us. All right, get them pregnant, and then hang the man afterwards. All right, and that's wicked. We ain't gonna do that, because we're righteous. We're opposite from Esau. We ain't gonna be raping their women right in front of them. All right, we're gonna follow the law that the Lord gave us. We're gonna take them. We're gonna give them a new remnant. Put them in our room or whatever room, in our palace or whatever. Shave their head, pare their nails to humble them, and let them mourn for a month for their parents. All right, and then after that, after that whole month, we can be able to pop them. All right, and go on into them, like it said. All right, but I'm gonna finish up in Judith. And their wives for a spoil, and the cities of their inheritance to destruction, and the sanctuary to profanation, and the reproach, and for the nations to rejoice at. So when your nation lose war, you lose every single thing. I'm gonna get Deuteronomy 21. I'm gonna get that one verse again. Deuteronomy 21:13. And she shall put the remnant of her captivity from off her, and shall remain in thy house, and bewail her father and her mother a full month. And after that thou shalt go in unto her, and be her husband, and she shall be thy wife. All right, so after that month, you get to go in unto her, which means have sex. All right, which sex is marriage, and that woman will be our wife. We'll be their husband, and they'll be our wife, you know, which is a concubine. All right, a concubine is a wife of another nation that don't get the same benefits as an Israelite woman. That's what a concubine is. Not a sex slave, you know. A concubine is not a sex slave. You know, they're gonna be treated well, but not on the same level as an Israelite woman. But back in Isaiah 34, Oh yeah, I was in Daniel 7:18. But yeah, the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. We're gonna take the kingdom by force. And these devils, these heathens, they're gonna go into subjection, unto captivity, onto us. All right. And we're gonna inherit. We're gonna inherit the heathen. You know. And this is what we're looking forward to. This is what we're praying for this day of atonement. All right, that the Lord will come back and deliver us so that we could get the kingdom of heaven. Back in Isaiah 34, starting at 7. And the unicorns shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion, which is Jacob. The Lord is going to have mercy on Jacob. And it says, you know, for it is the day of the Lord's vengeance. Remember what I said? I mean, remember what the scripture said? Isaiah 66. For the slain of the Lord shall be many. All right? The Lord is going to be killing a lot of people, you know? Verse 9. And the streams thereof shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone, and the land thereof shall become burning pitch. And it's going to be a giant lake of fire. That's what it's going into. So imagine, you know, looking up, because the elect is going to get beamed up. Imagine looking down. All right, and all you see is just fire throughout the whole land of America. Like looking down on a giant ocean, all you see is the water. All right, that's how it's going to be in those chariots. When we look down, all we're going to see is fire. It's going to be a lake of fire. All right, verse 10. It shall not be quenched night nor day, the smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation it shall lie waste, none shall pass through it forever and ever. So that fire is gonna, that smoke is gonna be up for a long period of time, and when it clears out, America is gonna be left uninhabited forever and ever. All right, it's not gonna be another human being on the land of Babylon the Great living, you know, dwelling there, because we're gonna be in the east, the Middle East, which is our homeland, Jerusalem. All right, we're gonna be in Israel, and these heathens are gonna be subjected unto us, and you know, because we are from the east, we are not from this western part of the world. Verse 11. But the cormorant and the bitter shall possess it. The owl also and the raven shall dwell in it. And he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stones of emptiness. So the line of confusion is not being able to tell each state. That's how much America is going to get, you know, beaten. That's how much America is going to be destroyed. You're not going to be able to tell which state was which. You know, you ain't going to be able to tell Texas, which Texas is that big awkward shape or whatever. Florida, that's very easy to point out on the map, you know, just like Texas. You're not going to be able to tell which state was which. All right, and I look forward to that day. Verse 12. They shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there, and all their princes shall be nothing. And thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles in the fortresses thereof, and it shall be an habitation of dragons, and a court for owls. So it's going to be overgrown grass, a place for uninhabited, a place for abominable animals. Verse 14. The wild beasts of the desert also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. And the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there, and find for herself a place of rest. There shall be, there shall the great owl make her nest, and lay and hatch, and gather under her shadow, and there shall the vultures also stumble on my words. I'm gonna read that again, starting at 14. Isaiah 34 and 14. The wild beasts of the desert also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the satyr shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there, and find herself a place of rest. There shall the great owl make her nest, and lay and hatch, and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, every one with her mate. All right, so America is going to be inhabited by, these desert creatures, abominable desert animals. All right, so that's how America is going to be left. All right, and us brothers in the truth look forward unto that day. All right, God, we look forward until Deuteronomy 21 and 10. Having the heathen woman for our inheritance. Revelation 13 and 10. Isaiah 14 and 21. So that's what we're praying. That's what we're praying for in this day of atonement. God, but Lord willing, this video was edifying. I'm gonna close out giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makah, Quadash. Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Makah, Quadash. I'm Tazier Gabar from Prophets in Babylon, Waco, Texas. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation all down to the hopefully elect scattered abroad, pushing out the truth throughout the four corners of the earth. And I'm going to say shalom.